Trent Sherman and Dr. Carissa Tress with James Rumsey. Trent, good morning. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, good morning, Rob. It's good to be here.
Yeah, man. Well, how you spending your free time these days?
I got a good bit of it now, so I'm spending it with a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I'm annoying my wife. She's telling
That's priority number one.
when you were principal of Martinsburg, I didn't talk to you for 14 hours out of the day, and now I text her during the day, and she's like, you're getting mad at me for not texting you back. She's like, I'm working. So.
And now you have more time with Good Samaritan. You're very involved in that nonprofit. So thank you for that.
And with the FCA, I was hoping my good buddy Matt Miller would be here this morning, but
you got us instead. Sorry.
He was in yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does great work there. He's perfect for the job. That's just a perfect position for Matt Miller. You moved on to Rumsey this past summer, right?
Yep. July 1st, I started at James Rumsey. Yep. Didn't have any desire to leave Martinsburg. I loved where I was. I loved the people there, and this job came available, and I just thought, I'm gonna throw my name in the hat, and it worked out, and just really glad that I made the move. Some great people like Dr. Tress, and have an assistant principal, Andrew Albright, out there. Really good people, and the staff there and the students who come there. It's a kind of a night and day difference from what I was used to. Yeah, for sure.
Sure. Dr. Tress, pull that mic a little closer to you, if you don't mind. Yeah, there you go. Just slide in there. Good morning. Welcome in.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Yeah. How long have you been with Rumsey?
So this is my second year at James Rumsey. Prior to this, I was an assistant principal over at Hedgesville High School. So been here my whole life. Never went to James Rumsey, but it's truly an honor to be there now. It's such a privilege. Yeah.
It's been a few years since I've been out to Rumsey. Have there been many changes over the last few years?
I don't think over the last few years, but with what we're doing right now, I would say we're definitely making some movement forward and progress and trying to accommodate what the high schools need and enrollment opportunities for students. So Mr. Sherman has really made a big push this year to create opportunities for students across the board.
Have the needs for students changed over the last few years?
I would say that, the career and tech ed has become more popular, I think, over the last 5 to 10 years. I think, when we were in high school and maybe even 10 or 15 years after that, I think people were saying you got to go to college to get a good career, so forth and so on. I think now you don't have to go to college. You can get a skill through career and tech ed, and you can really have a good career by doing that. So I think it's become more popular, and I think you see kind of one of the reasons I texted you is I heard Dr. Sachs on here talking about, some of the survey that they did that said, maybe looking at a CTE school for Berkeley County, which I'm certainly in favor of. I think the more opportunity we can give kids, the better. So, through that, just, talking about how can we give more high school students the opportunity to come to James Rumsey, to come to a tech ed school and get a skill.
So how does the day work for students who are in the Berkeley County school system but attend Rumsey?
Right. So we have 3 different students. We have a student who comes to James Rumsey in the morning and then goes to their home school in the afternoon. We have a student who goes to their home school in the morning, comes to James Rumsey in the afternoon, or we have about 85 full-time students who come to James Rumsey all day long.
Okay. And what programs are you offering now at Rumsey?
We've got about 18 to 20 high school programs and about 3 to 5 adult programs that we're offering.
So for the kids who go there full day, do they have the regular curriculum of English and some type of math and whatever, and then some hands-on?
Right.
Yeah, we have 4 academic teachers. So we have English, math, science, and social studies. So they take their academics during the first part of the day or the afternoon, and then their program is in the other side of the day.
Okay. Yeah. What kind of programs might they be taking?
A series of programs. We, our programs can cover health sciences. They cover construction-based technology, graphic design, coding, AI,
welding.
There's quite a range. So
is coding still a thing? We keep hearing that all the coders have been put out of business because of AI.
No, our coding program has a lot of popularity. Mrs. Brown does a phenomenal job. The title of the program right now is Coding App and Game Design. Next year it will transition through the State Department to Coding AI and Game Design to be a little bit more, adaptive to what we're experiencing in today's world.
Okay, Maria.
So, talk a little bit. I think I've heard Dr. Sachs talk about there not being an adequate amount of either space for your students. How do you look at expanding to accommodate folks, especially the younger students? I think I've heard him say that.
So I think where he's coming from is because we serve 3 counties, we serve Jefferson, Morgan, and Berkeley County, there's a limited number of seats in our program because, each program can only hold so many students. So one of the things, we've looked at doing is adding some programs. So adding a second high school electrical program. We've been doing an adult HVAC, but we're going to kind of do a high school HVAC program, transitioning our phlebotomy, which was an adult program, to an allied health sciences program for students, for high school students. Mm-hmm. Was there another one?
And then we're also adding a second automotive program for high school students
second
as well.
High school automotive. So, and one of the things we're looking right now, as I got there, and we're kind of looking at the progression. We do an 8th grade tour for students, and then they really don't do anything as 9th graders, and then they can come back as a 10th grader, tour and apply, and then come as a junior and senior. Well, what I saw as a high school principal, when a student becomes a senior, there are so many options available to them. They're doing what's called career and work skills now, where you come in the morning, take your 2 or 3 classes you need, and then you can leave and go work in the afternoon. Or there's dual credit courses. There's all these different options. So we were losing some seniors. They may come as a junior, do 1 year of a program, then decide, I want to do this as a senior, so we would lose them. So what we're looking at now is we have a career skills van. It's a big tractor trailer that we take to the middle school. So we want to keep doing that in the middle school. Then what we'd like to do is have 9th graders come and tour at Rumsey, and then you can apply to come as a 10th grader. So it would be coming 1 year sooner. So then if you're doing a two-year program, you could complete it as a 10th and 11th grader, and then you'd still have all those options available to you as a senior at your home school.
Bill?
Yeah, I'm a little confused about the all-day students. I can see the advantages of the half-day, but all day, are you catering to all 4 of the high schools, all 4 grades?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you have to have teachers that are qualified in the 4 disciplines for all 4 grades, correct?
No, right now we only house juniors and seniors at James Rumsey,
Okay.
so they teach 11th and 12th grade curriculum.
What's the advantage of doing that? Why all day?
I think what we've seen is the students who come to James Rumsey all day, and I think all of our students have a love for career and technical education. These are students who are seeking just a new experience in the way that they learn their academics. Our academic teachers do a phenomenal job of building in and integrating career and technical education into their curriculum. So for example, Mrs. Ball, our English teacher, will make sure that what the students are reading is relative to career and tech ed, and then their projects will allow them to, if they're in welding, they can weld something to represent the text that they've read. Our math teacher makes sure that they're learning math skills that are going to benefit them in carpentry when they're building. So the collaboration, so the students are still getting that hands-on learning in their academic classes that they love so much in their program.
And I think one of the advantages for all-day students for us as a school is, any school kids kind of have the identity of that school, and they're bought in, they're getting in clubs, they're involved in things. So I think our all-day students are that for us. They're the kids who kind of lead the programs, the honor society, things of that nature.
Now, the way you're describing this, is James Rumsey considered a charter school?
No, we're considered a multi-county technical center, and there's actually a policy. I think it's like 3838 or something through the Board of Ed that kind of governs. There are 7 schools like us in the state of West Virginia where they serve 2 or more counties.
Are you under the State Board of Education?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
How do you integrate or work with or be separate from a place like Blue Ridge Community and Technical College?
Yeah. that we work a lot with Blue Ridge, and even like with our tours and whatnot. So like when we have middle schools come and tour, they split the day. So the half of the day they'll go to Blue Ridge, half of the day they come to us. So we have a pretty good relationship with Blue Ridge.
As far as the public school system goes, James Rumsey is just another option on the Berkeley County public school system. As Bill was asking, is it considered a charter school? Obviously, it's been around long since charter schools were approved in West Virginia. So with the students who go there, are they responsible for their own transportation? So if you have Morgan County students who go to Rumsey, you send a bus out there and get them?
No, Morgan County provides their transportation. So they ride their standard bus from their home to their high school, and then the high school has, or the transportation department at that county has a bus that brings them to us.
I see. Okay,
Yeah,
very
we have
good.
a couple kids that come from Paw Paw,
Yeah.
so you can imagine what that bus ride is.
Oh, no
like.
kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So do you apply? If you covered this before, I apologize if I missed it, but do you make an application to Rumsey, and then who judges your application to determine if you're approved to go there?
Yeah, so each student applies. They come as a 10th grader, they have a tour, they pick 2 or 3 different programs they want to go and see, so they spend a little more time in there. Then they apply, and then our instructors interview them and make a list of their top students who they want in the program, and that's the way it works.
Dylan, you have your headphones on. Did you have a question for either? Because Dylan substitutes in our school system. Have you ever substituted at Rumsey, Dylan?
At Rumsey, no. I don't even know if that's an option for me. But is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. I will say I went to Berkeley Springs, and I remember seeing the James Rumsey buses that would be parked in the morning or middle of the day come in. And I don't know if maybe the Paw Paw kids go to Berkeley Springs High School. To
Yeah,
ride the
I
bus
think
there.
they do.
Okay,
They meet there
that's
and
a good
then
idea.
ride the bus over. Yep.
Yeah, okay. All right, so what determines, in regards to the non-academic, I think Bill referred to them as the 4 disciplines, what determines success in completing those courses? What you mentioned, welding, for instance, and any other type of hands-on trade like that, what determines your success in that?
So every class or every program right now is considered a 2-year program. So they come for their junior year and their senior year. So obviously meeting the curriculum standards that are put forth by the State Department that our instructors are teaching, completing your work, showing up. Attendance is a really big component at James Rumsey because it is such a specific curriculum. I mean, attendance is important in any school, but we do hold them to a standard of making sure that they have that they miss less than 20 days within their 2 years. Now, we'll work with them if there are special circumstances, but our students know that showing up is very important because if you get behind in some of these projects, or it gets hard to catch up. So, meeting the curriculum standards that the instructors are teaching, keeping their grades up, and kind of like you would see in a standard classroom of just meeting what we're expecting of them over the duration of 2 years. Our students, we have a really good return rate. They come back for their second year, and then at the end of their senior year, we do a certificate ceremony. So for students who meet those qualifications, they get a certificate stating that they graduated from James Rumsey.
Are they qualified to enter the workforce at that point?
Yes. A lot of our programs do work-based learning. So the second semester of their senior year, students are able to go out into the workforce and do internships with business partners that we've developed over the years, so that they can get immediate exposure to employers.
Do you track the success rate of those who are hoping to get a job as soon as they get their certificate? And if you do, for how many years out?
One of the things that the state requires us to track is placement rates. So we have to track where students go after they leave us. Mr. Albright, our other assistant principal, he's fantastic at maintaining that communication with our students, both adults and high schoolers. And he follows up on it a year even after they've left us.
Do you know your typical placement rates?
It's high. For the adult programs, it ranges in the 90s, and I believe high school follows very closely to that as well. So, and it does count. Even if they don't go directly into a career, we still get the credit if they choose to go to a 4-year college or into the military. All of those are things that still count towards our placement because they're continuing that education.
And in regards to instructors, I imagine that there are some specific skills needed to be an instructor at James, excuse me, at James Rumsey, how difficult is it to fill those positions, or if they're out for a while, to find a qualified sub?
It can be difficult because some of these folks, like take electrical, for instance, you got to have a master electrical license to be that teacher. And if you got a master electrical license, you're in the private sector and you're making a pretty good salary. And as we know, teaching salaries are not necessarily comparative to that. So sometimes you got to find that right person, someone who's maybe, towards the end of their career looking to retire and wanting to give back. Somebody who maybe has a business and they can kind of let it run it, has somebody that they can run it type of thing.
Do your instructors get paid on the same teacher pay scale as the public school teachers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me go back to a point that you made a second ago, Dr. Tress, about the placement of the students. Blue Ridge recently did an economic impact based upon the students and their involvement in the community. Have you done the same thing at James Rumsey?
We have not done anything of that nature yet, and probably could just kind of piggyback off of Blue Ridge and what they've done.
Because it's really eye-opening how much of an economic impact schools like Blue Ridge, and I assume James Rumsey, has on our local economy. So, yeah.
What percentage of students would you say either after they obtain the certificate either go on to get further degree versus how many go into the workforce? And by further degree or go into the military. Do you have a sense of the percentages of that?
That's probably part of the placement report because, one of the options is going on to college. So that's something I'm sure we have. I don't know that number right off the top of my head, but.
Trent Sherman and Dr. Carissa Tress, our guests here on the program from James Rumsey. Did you say it was 85 students that you have at Rumsey?
Approximately. No, we have 85 all-day students.
All day.
We're looking at
Around 480, 85 students.
Okay, 485. Are those high school, or are you also talking about the adults?
Those are high
They're
school.
high school.
High school.
Yeah.
What about the adults?
The adults, we are probably just close to 100. Now, some of our programs, the numbers continue to build throughout the duration of the year because the CDL program is every 10 weeks. We have a new program starting up, so that number builds.
Is that up primarily at night or during the day?
During the day.
Okay.
So we have, right now, we have HVAC, electrical, automotive, CDL, and phlebotomy. CDL does have an evening class, but the other ones are all during the day.
So when they do a funding formula, do they count your adult students as well as the traditional age students?
It's two different formulas. Yeah. So
Two separate formulas.
Yeah. We're on the same formula as other high schools when it comes to high school. And so basically what happens is we get a share from each of those counties that we serve for the students that we have, and then it's different for the adult. And that's one of the changes we're going to make a little bit is in the past, James Rumsey has always taken financial aid, so like Pell Grant and that type of stuff for adults. But a lot of hoops you have to jump through in order to be able to do that. So we're going away from that. We're not going to take those funds anymore. But what we're going to do to kind of offset that is we're reducing our adult tuitions pretty significantly so that we can give adults the option to still be a part of that program.
For adults, do you overlap with Blue Ridge? Do you offer some of the same courses?
I think they might touch a little bit on the same, but Blue Ridge has been very accommodating to us in making sure that they are not competing with us in regards to what programs they implement, and same on our end. So it's very much been a partnership, I think, over the years in trying to make sure that what they offer and what we offer are separate and opportunities for all students.
So are you also involved when a company is looking into moving into Berkeley County and they need a specific skilled workforce? Are you also involved in those meetings?
Somewhat. It's kind of hard to pivot, and if they say we need this certain thing, the state has career clusters and things that we have to follow. So, if they come in and say we need this certain job and it's whatever, and the state doesn't offer that cluster, then we'd have to kind of go through the state and do that type of thing to get it.
I remember 30 years ago, Rumsey used to host the home show.
Yeah.
Every spring. Good, Bill.
Okay, you work with the fire departments, and I assume emergency services as well. What specifically do you do with the fire departments?
We have what is it? Fire safety.
Yeah, a firefighting program for high schoolers.
Do you have a burn building?
We don't have a burn building, but we do have. They are in the process of putting some stuff together out there. We're kind of working with the county fire department a little bit and trying to see what we can put together to help out. And that's one of the programs Rob, you were talking about hands-on. And when I first came to Rumsey, I didn't, it didn't really click to me. And one day I'm sitting in my office and I'm seeing this big stream of water just shooting across the front lawn. I'm like, what's going on here? And so we have an old fire truck. Martinsburg City gave us a fire truck, and they're out there. They're hooked up to the fire hydrant. They got their suits on, and they're spraying water across the front lawn. And I'm like, talk about hands-on.
Yeah, that's one of those days where Bill's saying, do you have a burn building? You're like, not intentionally. Yeah. Well, at least they're getting the work, right? So.
Yeah. Always doing hands-on stuff.
A while ago, you mentioned the 4 adult education. Would you go through those again? Mention those 4.
Yes. So currently we have HVAC, electrical, automotive, phlebotomy, and then CDL truck driving.
Phlebotomy. What is that?
So the individuals who draw blood at local hospitals. So it's training.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, you get
or the American Red Cross, where I go and give blood all the time.
Yeah.
You get a skilled phlebotomist, you don't even know that they're taking blood.
They're taking blood.
You don't. You know very quickly that they're taking blood.
Yeah, you want people to be skilled in that.
The skilled ones have been to James Rumsey. The other one's been somewhere else.
Apparently. Joe's phlebotomy school, I guess, right? Any other changes coming up in 2026, 2027 for Rumsey?
Just those ones that we've kind of talked about a little bit with the adult programs and trying to get more high school students involved. Our goal is to get our enrollment up. I think that's one of the key things once I got here is I see the things that we're doing at James Rumsey, and our instructors are doing amazing stuff. And kids love it when they get there. So I want to be able to give more kids that opportunity to come and do things like culinary, which is where...
Is that where that came from?
Oh, yeah, the culinary
Cookies that you brought?
program. So they, about once a week, they feed us lunch, and I think, man, I'm going to end up gaining 50 pounds in this job. But, yeah, just giving kids opportunities to come and be a part of it, and then also trying to figure out how do we continue to allow adults to come and get a skill and get out in our community, because the opportunities there in this community, I mean, it's pretty amazing. And I tell our 8th graders when they come in, one thing is don't let people tell you have to go to college to get a degree or to get a good career. And what I heard on this radio station, listen to Dave Ramsey, he was talking to a guy who owned a plumbing company. And he said, what was your investment, to get the company? And he said, well, I had to be an intern for 4 years. He said, what was your monetary investment? He said, well, I paid $200 to take the test to become a master plumber. He said, well, how much money did your plumbing company make last year? He said, we cleared $250,000. So, I mean... On
that note, we're out of time, but that's a pretty good return on investment.
Yeah,
there you go.
for sure.
Appreciate you both coming in today.
Thank you for
James
having us.
Rumsey, Technical Institute is 9 o'clock. This is Talk Radio, WRNR Martinsburg.